Hi, so in this video, I am going to be talking about the immigrant children in detention centers that are being held because their parents try to cross the border into the United States illegally. So for my argument, I'm going to fight for the children to be free from the detention centers in the United States because these children being there has affected them emotionally, physically, and these children can't be in these places anymore. So first I'm going to start off by how they are being treated. So when they first get separated at the border from their families, they are shipped miles away from their families. Some even say that they are shipped outside of the country. And a professor from the University of Columbia stated that she went to one of the cities in Texas, and she at one of the detention centers, that she noticed that that place was very sanitary, that there was the children were not being neglected, that everything looked good. But when she went to another city in Texas, which was in Clint, Texas, she stated that she had never seen anything so degrading and inhumanitarian. The children were dirty, they were scared, and they were hungry. Professor McGurgy, she had a lot of experience in this field, and right now she is currently working with the Flores Agreement with issues related to the Flores Agreement. What this agreement basically is that the U.S. government needs to care for the unaccompanied migrant children, and since the year 2007, she has gone to many facilities and interviewed multiple children. According to the article American Oversight, a team had interviewed 60 children who were detained in a detention facility, and he reported that there was inadequate food, there was inadequate water, and it was very unsanitary, and also he was describing neglect. He has stated that it was so unsanitary that a woman that was detained stated that because of the lack of running water, she had to drink water from the toilet. Some of these conditions can lead to more serious illnesses. Between the year 2018 of September, 2019 of August, there was about 700 migrant children who were infected by mumps after they were exposed to a disease while they were in the detention centers. The article American Oversight stated that when the flu season came around the late of 2019, Border Protection refused to administer free vaccines to the migrants. It got so bad that it was reported that 3 minors died from the flu while they were in custody. These children were just being horribly treated, and there's a video that shows a boy inside of a small concrete cell who had died there for not receiving the proper medical attention. So basically, these kids don't only suffer from starvation, but they are also scared that they won't even make it because they are being treated like animals. So now about the illnesses. According to the NBC News, Dr. Jack stated that early experiences are literally built in our brains and our bodies. This should already trigger people in the detention centers. Since this affects manners at such a young age, this can lead to more serious problems. So according to the Social Science and Medicine study, a study showed that about 32% of minors that are held in detention centers end up showing emotional problems, and that the overall rates of emotional stress are from these children. Some of these disorders include PTSD, anxiety, and also depression. And it is sad that a child has to be even suffering from depression. When these parents were interviewed and asked why they let the children go into these detention centers, and said that they had no idea that when they got to the border, they were going to be separated. And this father from Guatemala had stated that when he got there, he was told that his bus was full and that his daughter had to go on a separate bus, and he never saw his child again. And when he tried to call the detention center, they had told him that his daughter was not going to be able to talk that day. And many of these families, many of these parents bring their children here for asylum, and there are a lot of people that assume that all immigrants that come inside the U.S. are dangerous criminals, but many don't know that what they do is for their children, just like they would do for their children.